One thing that's crazy about this spot is that the fish are schooling, or have been, but what you can't see is that I'm only casting to 2 feet of water. It's shallow, it's not deep. And most people think a drop shot is something you're gonna throw out in that 20, 30 foot range, you know, a little bit deeper water. But right here, I'm fishing a sand flat where these fish are grouped up. And so I'm just casting them. Boat's sitting in 3 and I'm casting to 3. You know, in some areas it's a flat. So it goes, there's a little depression, not much. It's maybe 4 feet. But on the other side, it's up to 2 feet. So these fish are really only in that 2 to 3 foot zone. And you know, most people think of a drop shot as being a deep water technique, but here I'm fishing it in shallow water and catching a lot of fish. I've had a bite on this every cast so far. So if they're in the area, it doesn't matter if it's deep or shallow, you know, they'll still bite it. Another one. Every cast. Like I said, that bite was on the other side, so it was only in about 2.5 feet of water. On a shad-shaped worm, and then I'm throwing the G Finesse split shot drop shot hook, which, like the treble hook, it's the best, you know, the best treble out there. This is the best nose hook you can use for a drop shot like this. You could throw it on a smaller wacky rig as well, but to me, I mean, that's the best nose hook you can use, that G Finesse. It's strong and it is really sharp. I mean, you do not lose fish on that hook. I know that Mississippi River fish get on sand drops, but so far where I've found them, it hasn't been drops, it's been on flats, but the key is sand. There's no grass down there. I mean, there's not a stitch of grass. And I've literally caught one every cast, but mostly small. And they're throwing off my shad shapes like crazy. See, these fish are so many of them down there, it's crazy. So many of them down there. Every single cast you catch one. Every cast I've caught one there. Now another thing about a drop shot, and really it's any spinning application for me, is the line, the leader, the rod. I always run braided line on a spinning reel, always. I don't ever not use braided line. So I'm running 12-pound braided line that's a sun line. I've been running the TX braid, but this morning I got handed a spool that's a prototype spool that has their PI technology on it, so it's really, really smooth. And 12-pound, and then I run an 8-pound FC Sniper leader. And that's always what I do. But the one thing that I've done to simplify things even more is the rod. I used to run a medium light, a medium heavy, a heavy. I used to have the whole line of rods. And now I designed a rod in the Tatula Elite series by Daiwa. It's a 7-1 medium, but it's a fast action. And it has a good backbone to it. So I have the soft tip for fishing a drop shot, and for casting, for fishing the bait, you can get that fine touch, that fine, you know, movements to a bait instead of pulling it too far with a stiffer rod. But it has the backbone for hook sets. So it's a Tatula Elite. It's a 7-1 medium action, and it's a signature rod that I made. We call it a drop shot rod, but This is the only spinning rod I have in the boat now. I don't have the medium lights, I don't have the medium heavies anymore. I only have this rod, the medium. I only use 12-pound braid, and I only use 8-pound leader, sniper leader. So I've simplified things to where if I'm gonna throw something on a spinning rod, there's no guessing on what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. It's just a matter of a different bait.